Hello, welcome to my channel everybody. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 11th of August. Now if you are new, don't forget to subscribe. I talk a lot about the current global energies as well as the Great Awakening process, which is currently happening on a very large scale. So I'll close my eyes, we'll get started and we'll see what comes up. I'm getting power to the people. Oh, they're showing me like muscles, like people doing these ones with great big muscles. If you think of Popeye and his big muscles when he used to eat his spinach, that was a cartoon from many years ago. Popeye and Olive, and it was such a funny cartoon. Popeye the Sailor Man it was, if anyone wants to look it up. But they're showing me Popeye's muscles. He'd eat spinach and then he'd burst his shirt because his muscles would get so strong. That's what I'm getting for people power now. There is people power going on globally. People are using their strength and their muscles, and this is just a comparison, but this means they're finding their inner strength to stand up against tyranny, dictatorship, government. This is a global agenda, as we all know on my channel, and people, the only way they can fight back if they have to stand up against it. So I'm getting this visual of Popeye the Sailor Man with his big Popeye muscle arms, and that's great. We need people to find their inner strength, and this is happening. This is power to the people. The people are standing, the people are rising up, and this is against government. I'll just see where else we go with this. And it's capturing government's attention. It's capturing these leaders' attention. I keep saying it. They're living a fantasy. I said it in this morning's video about Fantasy Island. These global elites are just sitting around living their fantasy life, because it is a fantasy life, because they forget that we haven't all ticked this off and approved it in our lives. Mind you, we've had no say in what they've been putting out onto us. But this people power is really starting to take off, because people were seeing the awful injustice of all of this. I keep saying it, but that's what we're currently seeing at the moment, is this big global uprising. The energy is rising, and that's what we need to hear on my channel, isn't it? We need to hear the energy is rising and pushing back against government. This is happening. Because people don't want to be swallowed whole. That's what it's showing me. It's showing me like this giant whale, that like government and parliamentary leaders are like this big giant whale. Is it Moby Dick or something like that? And he's just going to come and just eat everybody. And that's pretty much where we know all this reset agenda is heading. People don't want it. So they've got their little boats. It's showing me them with their little boats that we often talk about here, drifting away into nowhere, on the road to nowhere, I think it was the other day. And now they're like, they've found the oars and they're paddling away again from government. So they're going the other direction. And this is the visual that I'm getting today. It's like this whale coming towards them, ready to swallow them up. But they're too quick now. They've got the Popeye arms and now they're heading off. It's like, actually, now this is interesting. If you think of anyone who does those Commonwealth Games, Paralympics and all that sort of thing, where they're on their wheelchairs and they end up with those really big massive muscles and really broad shoulders and Popeye arms. Well, that's what they're giving us. These people are like speeding away in their wheelchairs, their rowboats, whatever they can find to get away as fast as they can. God, it's even showing me on a skateboard taking off far away from this whale and this government that's about to just eat them alive and snavel them up in one big gulp. People can see what's happening now. They're seeing it. And that's the visual that I'm getting today. These people have got that strength now. They've found that internal strength to push against government, and that's brilliant. That's what we need them to do. Hang on, let me see what else we get today. There's going to be outcry. I'm getting it. And this is like on a really big scale. There's going to be outcry about see, what we have to remember, and this is what we forget sometimes on my channel, these people waking up have not seen a lot of this. And when I say this, I mean the reset agenda. They don't know about it. They don't understand what they do in Davos and what they do at these meetings. They don't know who Klaus is. They don't know about the Great Reset rollout. These people have been in the dark for a long time. Like I said the other day, they're running out of that darkness and heading towards the light now. So this is what we're getting. They're starting to see the truths. The truths are coming out. oh, this is so good, isn't it? And so there's this, they're reacting. So they're starting to react to, I guess you could say here, and we would on my channel, conspiracy theories that are coming true. Yet another heap of conspiracy theories coming true, which were never conspiracies in the first place, but they seem to get labelled by, well, mainstream media was the worst one for doing that, and all the fact checking that goes on, of course, in social media as well, and all our platforms, shutting everything down. But now, like I said, once the truth is out, the truth is out, and these people, it can't be hidden anymore. Like, these people are finding stuff out. Gosh, I watched an article on YouTube this morning. It was by Tony Lynn. He's really good if anyone's interested in watching him. He always tells the truth about the jab rollouts. And he said he's so funny because he compares it to like the Emperor's New Clothes, that story of the Emperor's New Clothes, and he holds up a coat hanger and says there's no clothes on it. Why is no one talking about this ridiculous scenario, meaning the jab and how it hasn't worked? So I was watching that this morning. He was talking about Germany and how there's been so many injuries around the jabs and in young people. These people were like 14 and things like this, and really major life-changing. They've had blood clots, like really serious injuries, but not talked about. But these things are coming out. That's just an example of some of the stuff that's coming out. Can you imagine if you've jabbed your children and now you're hearing after the fact, and you knew these pharmaceutical companies knew all this, and then you're hearing about it after the fact, after you've jabbed your kid maybe 2-3 times with God knows what. This is the stuff that really triggers these people into like a frenzy and a panic. Oh, ooh, it's showing me like a shark frenzy, and this is the people waking up. It's going to be like this shark frenzy and just this mad feed of anger rising in these people. And I always talk about it on this channel, how it's very important to stay away from this chaotic energy of the people waking up, because it can get quite out of control as their pain bodies and these angers rise up. So I'm definitely getting that. There's this big fight back against government, and this is great. This is what we need to hear, that they're taking off in the opposite direction of their government and the dictators that are trying to rule all of our lives. Just hold on. Let's see where else we go. And I got that for August. I got this for August about, I did a financial reading and a prediction reading for August a little while ago. I can actually leave that here if anybody wants to go check that out. I did a financial one, and I also did just a general one. So I'll leave one of those over here if you want to check that out, or down here somewhere. Because they're saying to me there's this real cohabitating now. People are having to move back in together. The housing crisis is really hitting hard now. Kids are moving back home. Relatives are moving back in. When people are buying houses now, they're looking for that granny flat situation so they can all kind of live together. People who've got land, they're looking at tiny homes. There's more of this, like putting the caravan into the yard of your parents or whatever. People are not going to be able to afford some of these mortgages, and the interest rate rises that are coming. I'm definitely getting that cohabitation, which a lot of cultures actually do that anyway, because it saves a lot of money and it helps them to move forward. But that's definitely starting to happen now. That's on the rise, cohabitating. Wow, that'll really test people living with their in-laws. I'm sure some of us would struggle with all of that. Oh my God. I think my mother and I would just end up arguing because she's very into the narrative, as a lot of us. I know a lot of you guys have experienced that with your family and friends and things as well, but family can be quite challenging sometimes. So, but I'm getting that cohabitation. Hang on, let's see what, and that's obviously around rentals too, because the price of renting, people are going to have to share, a lot more people in a share house, this kind of thing. There's definitely a lot of changes happening for people there. Because the current situation, they're saying to me, is getting really dire now. People thought they could scrape through and that government would sort of step in and start to help lift them out, which they will eventually when they hit rock bottom, but they're not going to lift them out while their agenda's rolling out. So well, they think beautifully, but we know it's not beautifully because people are waking up and it's starting to put some hurdles in front of their rollout, which is what we need. Hang on, let's see where else we go. Oh, this is good. They're saying to me that the train tracks, I talk about the big money train that all these global leaders and these people rolling out the reset are currently heading to Money Mountain. I talked about that yesterday. But their money train track is, how's the word? How would you say it? God, they're just showing me visuals of a train track and it's just all falling to bits. It's like, it's so rickety now that all the pins have come out. What do you call the pins in the steel and everything have like popped out, and the tracks have kind of gone like this, so it's all, instead of being all straight, it's all skew-iff now. So their trains are starting to like fall off the tracks because there's broken parts in their money train rail line, and that's great. We need to hear that. So we know the money train isn't just all heading straight up the mountain to Money Mountain. There's these problems now that they're coming up against, and we talk about that a lot here, which is like the hurdles as well, but it's definitely showing me their train lines are sort of collapsing. Perhaps they're melting in the terrible heat wave and buckling. We could say that now that they seem to play around with the weather a lot. So we're getting this buckling and the pins coming out of the and the sleepers are all like skew-iff, and that's the image they're giving me. So the money train's just not smooth anymore. There's a lot of hiccups for these elites that are rolling out their big money train. This is great. And again, that comes back to the people not being involved in the decision-making process. When you don't involve the people in the decision-making processes moving forward, they're going to get angry and they're going to get pissed off and they're going to rise up. I don't know. They mustn't have given this enough thought moving forward. Honestly, did they really think we were all going to just fall for this big, I call it a shamdemic, and the big pyramid Ponzi scheme? I mean, really? But heaps of people are getting off this journey. They are. They're just showing me. Not us. If you're watching my channel, we're already off watching this over here from a very safe vantage point. We always know to stay safe and away from all the garbage. Just let me see if there's anything to close with today. Yeah, and the guides are just saying, like, we have to just keep living our best life. And that's the best thing that we can do, is just keep our frequency, keep our vibration up. And when we've got our vibration up, and this is for all you guys watching my channel, it doesn't matter if you're jabbed, unjabbed, you come on here with lost your job through mandates, you're vaccine injured, I don't care. None of us care about any of that here. We welcome everybody here on my channel. Our vibration is moving us further away from government. And you could almost say that we're almost really out of their vision. Oh, what's coming is bringing me back to that Maverick, out of Top Gun, how we zip off the radar in our plane because we're the rebels. And this is what it's kind of showing to me, that our vibration is so far away from the vibration of these elites and government leaders that they can hardly even see us anymore. We're like way out on the horizon, and we're nearly just like this blip on the ocean that they can hardly see. It's showing me like that little, like a UFO, like a little tic-tac. You know how they always describe UFOs? We're an unidentified flying object is what we've become to government now. That means they can't identify us, which is great. We don't want them identifying us because I know a lot of you on here, we tend to leave our phones at home. I know you do, Chris. We leave our phones at home. We try not to be traced and tracked, and we don't check in places, and we're really pushed away from government a lot, but that's because of our vibration. We're doing the things that uplift us and make us feel good inside. We're not stuck in that fear and anxiety and worried and feeling scared and sick. That's a completely different vibration. But these people waking up are trying to get away from government. So we have to also have that image that they're sort of trying to get away from government. So we're almost out of sight, like the unidentified flying object. Yes. Oh, God. Now we're a UFO. We've become a UFO. Honestly, bear with us on this channel if you're new here, because we do get some very strange analogies. But sometimes it's in the simple things that we can all relate, isn't it? Hang on, let me see if there's anything to close with today. Oh, the guides, honestly. Really? Oh, my God. And they're doing the old ET phone home. And see, that comes back to, if you think about that movie, like, what a great movie. Oh, it really was. It was so heartwarming. It was kind of sad, but all these kids protected little ET, and then they got him to go home to his like, family eventually. Sorry to be a movie spoiler, but I think everybody's seen it. But that's kind of what we're like. We're reconnecting. And this is why I'm getting that ET phone home. It's that connection. I talked about it, I think, yesterday. We're really looking... And look, we have connected here on my channel. We all communicate, we laugh, we have a giggle, we share information with each other, and we support each other, definitely. And that's that phoning home. That's that ET, because now that we're extraterrestrial and we are the UFO, government can't find us, but we can connect with each other. And now these people are trying to communicate with other people too and get their life back. So that's why we're getting that ET phone home. You know, we've got to reconnect with, but it's not reconnect really probably with all family and friends, because we know a lot of that's kind of done and dusted. Hopefully not for family, but definitely for friends. A lot of us have moved on from that as well. But it's that connecting with like kind that are at that same frequency and vibration. Oh, God, I'm getting the image of the UFO. Oh, my God. Hang on a sec. Let's see if there's anything. God, they just keep showing me that visual of, and I know it was a big movie, and they're showing me the War of the Worlds. I don't know if any of you guys remember that movie, the War of the Worlds, but that's kind of like it. That's what it feels like we're watching. But we're like, now we've become like the UFO, like alien. Well, we were treated like aliens, actually, when you think about when this all first started, when the whole jab vilification went down, we were treated like aliens. And then if you've jumped on along the way with mandates and then with vaccine injuries, etc., we all started to feel like aliens. We became ostracized from society. So I'm getting that War of the Worlds, where that's the music I'm getting. I'm getting the cover of War of the Worlds, the album. It was actually a movie, and I'm getting that we're actually, it's like all of us aliens, which is all us people who are awake, are now like at war with the government. If you think of that visual of War of the World, it was like these people, well, they weren't people, they were aliens, were at war with the government, and all these how would you explain it, like military, and it was all very official, and it's kind of an interesting concept, isn't it? But it's the aliens in what they're describing to me is the people who are awake, which is us and the people who are waking up. It's like we're all at war with the government, and that's the image I'm going to leave you with today. Maybe we go check out I can't remember the song. There is a song, The Chances of Anything Coming from Mars is 1,000,000 to 1, they said. It's War of the Worlds theme anyway. Maybe we go check that out. Might be a message in it. We never know. We get so much music here. But I feel like the world is at war, but we're at war with the government. And this is globally. And I think we know we are. We're not anymore. We're actually probably on the spaceship having a nice little fly around in Terabella space out there. Oh my God, honestly, the stuff we get on this channel. We do have to laugh, don't we? Because it's complete madness what we're living through. But it's good to know that other people are rising up now to that challenge and finding that Popeye strength inside of them. So I'm going to leave you with that today. Let's check out War of the Worlds. And now we can just zip off out of government sight and just be the unidentified flying object today. Oh my God. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful afternoon. I'm off to pick up my daughter from school. I think the dogs are pretty much a write-off. Look at Sprocket, he's at it. Winter just makes everyone so tired, doesn't it? So hit the like buttons. Don't forget to subscribe. Comment down below. You know I love hearing from you. And I'll say goodbye from Australia. Bye, everybody. Bye.